Mary wants a voice off your album. You need to call her. I was like, no, I don't. I mean, I didn't do nothing to her, so what am I going to call her for? I don't know what happened. Right. They didn't tell me what happened, so why are you telling me to call her? So I just re-recorded the record, which I hated without her on it, but you know.
But this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the disturbing allegations about Mary's time at Bad Boy. See, according to some industry insiders, Mary wanted to make it so badly that she allegedly allowed Diddy to pimp her out to his artists. Back in the 90s, when Mary was officially dating Casey from Jodeci, the rumor was going wild, linking her not only to Diddy, but also multiple Bad Boy artists and other rap heavyweights like Nas, Case, Danny Boy, Grand Puba, and even Tupac. And according to some long-standing industry whispers, Diddy was reportedly dangling Mary as a prize for artists signing with him. But that's not all. There was another rumor floating around that Diddy may have gotten Mary pregnant at some point and allegedly pressured her to get an abortion. And if that weren't enough, there's a recent blind item making the rounds, suggesting that Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, knew about this and was planning to spill the tea in her tell-all book.
Mary J. Blige being pregnant by Diddy, and of course, she had an AB.
Now here's where it gets even more wild. Recent rumors making the rounds online suggest that Mary wasn't just a bystander in the whole Diddy-Cassie drama, and that she might have actually been in on some of those FO sessions. If you look up photos of Mary from the time Diddy and Cassie were an item, you'll stumble on a bunch of pictures of the three of them together, and in quite a few of these snaps, they're all holding hands like it's some throuple situation. But the plot thickens even more. When Cassie finally made her exit and Young Miami stepped in, Mary didn't stay on the sidelines. Once again, she was back in the mix, often spotted hanging out with Diddy and Carisha. And then Jaguar Wright joined the chat and publicly blasted Mary for allegedly sabotaging multiple female artists, including Faith Evans. But Jag didn't stop there. She also suggested that during her time at Bad Boy, Mary was allegedly in charge of procuring young artists and bringing them to Diddy.
It was like The Walking Dead, just smoking and drinking and hanging and, you know, and hating yourself and not being able to look at yourself. You don't respect yourself, so nobody else respects you. It's horrible. It's a terrible feeling.
Even worse, her creative partner, Sean Puffy Combs, left Uptown Records to start his own label, Bad Boy Entertainment. He immediately began developing a fresh young singer. Her name was Faith Evans. We modeled in Mary's image.
I'll tell you why there's no love.
When I had signed Faith, I had noticed like a little change in Mary. And I didn't really think it was going to be a problem or an issue.
But Mary was not amused.
There's only one Mary J. Blige. I don't know, can run out and get how many girl groups and turn their hat backwards and fix their hair like mine, but they'll never be me because I'm just me. And I don't act out Mary. This is Mary every day.
Like so many times before in her life, Mary felt betrayed and abandoned by the people she trusted the most.
Me and him were like this, you know, it was like, you know, whatever Puff did for himself, he would do for me. And that was no longer happening. It was happening for the other artists. So, you know, I was a little hurt.
We started to like move apart from each other. And then some of the arguments we had, we didn't make up as quickly as we used to. I don't think we both noticed how huge of a breakup it was, you know, until like years later.
As Mary cut her professional ties with Puffy, her personal relationship with Casey Haley was also on the rocks.
So that was the moment I stopped doing coke. Like, that was it for coke. I never touched it since that day.
But Mary was still drinking recklessly. In the summer of '99, as she released her self-titled fourth album, Mary, to critical acclaim, she hit rock bottom.
I was subliminally just trying to get out of here. I was done. I was tired of trying to drink the problem away that was in my stomach and in my heart and in my head. I was just trying to drink the problem away. And I remember having Seagram's Gin sponsor our tour. And I was drinking every single day. Every single day I was drinking. I would drink before I come off stage. And I would go out and party and I would keep drinking and drinking. I wouldn't think. And I was just drinking my life away.
One night, alone in her hotel room, nursing a particularly bad hangover, Mary came face to face with her own mortality.
The problem had snowballed into this thing that was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. And it was definitely going to kill me. So I was like, all right, this is it, then let's go. And I remember sitting on my bed. I swear, I don't know what death feels like, but I felt like my spirit was trying to leave my body. And I was crying. And I was going, please, God, no. Not now. I don't want this. I'd prayed. Like I remember saying a prayer, God, send me someone to help me.
In the summer of 2000, Mary J. Blige had hit rock bottom. Alone in a Tampa hotel room, she was contemplating her own death after a lifetime of pain.
I was still drinking myself to death. I was hurting me constantly. I didn't know how to love me at all. I was spiraling down and I was slowing down and I felt like I was going to lose my life.
And then in her hour of darkness, she had a phone conversation that would change everything. Kendu Isaacs, a producer that she had worked with just a few weeks earlier, wanted to offer her some unsolicited advice.
There was some kind of spiritual connection we had. He said to me, I have some things to tell you that you might not like, and they might hurt.
And she's like, well, I don't want to be hurt no more. And I was like, what we're going to talk about and deal with is going to begin the healing process. It's almost like if you had this wound in your hand and it was healing incorrectly, and now you have a scab on top of it, but inside is all infected. The hurt is going to come from the removing of the scab so that we can treat it properly.
And for some reason, I needed that.
Kim was distraught.
You had Kim, she fell out at the casket and Mary picked her up and Mary didn't speak to Faith. And I was like, Faith was the wife, no matter what.
I recall Mary walking by the road that I was on and acknowledging everybody except for me. Well, for me, once Big died, there was no reason to have any animosity with any females. Now that I've gotten to, reacquaint myself with Kim in the last few years, I kind of wish that we were, had gotten to be a little bit friendlier back then. I would have handled it totally differently. Walk with me.